Hi folks, Toad here with Visordown.com, and today we are going to be doing our CBT on a Silence S01 electric scooter. Now, contrary to popular belief, I actually already have a CBT, so we needed a willing volunteer. Enter Kat, who has offered herself up to come here to a bit of a grey and miserable Hinckley rider training scheme in Leicestershire to try and get through her CBT on the Silence S01. So first and foremost, thank you very much for taking the time to join us here.
No problem.
How are you feeling?
Fine.
And just for the people that are watching, what is your experience of motorcycles? Have you ever ridden them?
No, I've never ridden a bike. I've always been on the back of a bike. That's brilliant.
Okay, so you've got quite a bit of experience of going on lots of different bikes? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've got an idea of how a motorcycle works, but just the kind of the intricacies of riding a motorcycle, you are yet to learn. Okay, well, the purpose of today really is just to see, because we're not too sure if many people have actually done a CBT, compulsory basic training, which is your first step to getting onto a motorcycle on one of these Silence S01 scooters. So it's a bit grey and miserable here at the moment, but it is supposed to brighten up later, so fingers crossed that actually happens. But I think the first thing, we should probably get you kitted up and go and have a chat to the motorcycle training school and get you set up ready to go.
Okay.
Cool. So while Kat is off doing her training, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the Silence S01 electric scooter that she is riding. First off, it's a 125cc equivalent bike and is priced at $4,995 on the road. Silence also have a range of S01 and low speed bikes that are equivalent to a 50cc bike. This S02 that Kat is riding has a top speed of 62 miles an hour and gets to 30 miles an hour in under 4 seconds. The maximum range in eco mode is 80 miles, and you have 3 riding modes to play with, which are eco, city and sport. The battery charges from a conventional 3-pin plug at home and goes from flat to full in between 6 and 8 hours. Prior to Kat doing her training, I had the S01 for a couple of weeks and used it for nipping around town and also some longer 40-ish mile journeys to meetings. It actually did become my bike of choice if I didn't need to leave the boundary of my hometown. That combination of the ease of use, the nippy delivery and the massive underseat storage space make it the ultimate city centre runabout. I'd also like to take a second to thank Hinckley Motorcycle Training Scheme in Leicestershire for taking the time to train Kat on the Silence S01 scooter. They're a non-for-profit organisation specialising in CBT, direct access, A2 and post-licensed motorcycle training. We'll drop a link to the Hinckley Motorcycle Training Scheme website below and also to Silence UK, where you can check out the full range of Silence electric scooters. So there we have it. You've completed your CBT successfully. Are you happy?
Very happy.
Cool. So just talk us through the elements. So first and foremost, what were we doing on the playground earlier on today? That was all your slow speed stuff.
So I was learning to control the bike properly, making sure that I could turn it in a controlled manner, making sure I could stop and start the vehicle without sort of going too fast or, over pressing the front brake, which can be dangerous.
Yeah. And how did you find the sort of the slow speed stuff that we were doing on the playground earlier on?
At first I found it difficult because it's not something that I'm used to being a car driver.
Yeah.
But when we put all we learn into action on the road, it all come in handy because I had the control of the bike, which when I first started I didn't have. Okay.
So it's kind of a more natural environment for you on the road, is what you're saying. Okay, that's cool. And what did you think of the S01? So this is like the flagship of the Silence scooter range. How did you get on with it?
It's really smooth, comfortable to get on. You have to make sure you understand the throttle because obviously there is no noise coming from the bike, whereas when in a car you can get your biting point. Yeah. But in regard to actually the riding of the bike, it's really smooth. You can, as long as you've got control of it, you can pull off really smoothly. Yeah. And the good thing I like is when the indicators are on, it's got a beeping noise, so it just makes you aware as a new rider that you've got to make sure you turn them off because otherwise traffic can think you're pulling out.
That is quite handy because I don't think there's anybody on the roads who didn't leave their indicator on as soon as they were out on the roads for the first time. So all in all, how do you feel about passing your CBT?
Really happy.
Okay.
Elated.
Have you got the bug?
I've got the bug.
Right.
Next is the gear up one where I'm,
You're already aiming for a gear upgrade then?
Yes.
Okay, fair play.
At the end of the day, I'm quite happy with the Silence at the minute.
Okay. And who's the first person that you're going to ride and see after you've passed your CBT now?
My mum.
Oh, bless. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for giving up your time and coming to do this for us. It was obviously something that I couldn't do. It wouldn't be very fair putting me on a bike for a CBT, but
No.
You've been a star. You've been a star pupil, and also a massive thanks to Hinckley Motorcycle Training Scheme in Leicestershire for giving us the time on the bike, and for Neil, the chief instructor, who's been absolutely excellent, taking you through all this.
I have to say, his patience was astounding, because I was a complete learner when I got here.
Yep.
And talking me through every little step and explaining everything I needed to do was just gold.
Spot
because
on.
when you got onto the road, it just really helped you listening and making sure you understood everything.
Cool. Listen, thank you very much for that. I'll let you get kitted up and you can ride home.